very exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And one of the great things about this channel, to us, is that you're with us on the journey through reselling. We're where we were in February of 2020 when we started the channel, and we gave various opinions along the way, and now here we are, over 2 years later.
Wow.
And
Flies.
Some opinions have changed. At one point, we were not pro-grading Mr. Magazine, and we did a video about it where he has changed his tune on that.
True.
So every once in a while, I like to bring things up to him to see if he's changed his tune on it. And we're going to go into something today. Quantity listing.
Interesting.
Now, if I recall back a video back a year and a half ago or something like that, one of us was pro-quantity listing, and one of us did not really want to do it very much. And by quantity listing, I mean when you go on Amazon, you can change the quantity to 12 of something,
Right.
or you go on eBay, you can change the quantity to 8 of something, or something
Yeah.
like that. Why don't you explain what you used to do, or how you used to do it, the pitfalls of what you used to do, and what's changed and what's made you change your opinion?
So we sorted them all out. Originally, this is going to be an eBay, one for eBay. If we had a duplicate, one for Amazon, website, whatever. We put them in piles, one, and then all the duplicates went to another box for a later date.
Okay.
Which basically,
Let me guess. She told me tomorrow, and tomorrow never came.
it turns into a death box, and then before you know it, after many, many years, you got 100 death boxes. So. Amazon's a little easier. We were doing a little bit of that, gradually weaning into that because you're listing it. You can just add the quantity. Where eBay, you can't do it on auction, right? But you
Correct,
can do
you
it.
can do
You
it,
can
right.
do it. So it's one of those things where,
You'd have
the
to
listers
remember.
the listers wouldn't be able to do it. But
Right.
then when I relist in a store, then I'd have to change them, and certain ones I would
And pull the other ones off and put them all
unless
together.
we listed them right
Yep.
into store, which we don't do. So not that it's complicated, just a few extra steps,
Right.
and maybe more complicated for my employees. But nevertheless, we shied away from that. And then obviously the Georgia fine kind of opened my eyes because there's so much volume of magazines, and we just went through some today that sell regularly on Amazon, and we had 60 of one title. I just said, hey, keep a couple for the website, you never know, and then put the 58, 57, whatever on Amazon, because if we sell one a month, you're going to sell through them in 5 years or whatever. So, but the downside to that is you're eating up boxes quicker on the shelf. You're running out of room faster.
On the shelf, but
Right.
you have to store them somewhere.
Right. So they're going to come out of a container, get listed, brought to the warehouse, and then at some point go on the shelf with the numbered stuff. But my lister can list them much faster. If you give her 10 boxes of 10 magazines, you're putting 10 boxes on the shelf, where if you had 100 different magazines, it would take you a couple days.
Right.
So
Right. And I think the problem that you had in the past was you listed one and it sold fairly quickly of whatever. We'll just say a comic book, Strawberry Shortcake number 3. Just
Yeah.
use that as an example. And you
Sure.
have 50 of them sitting in a pile. Oh, we sold one. I know where those are. I can relist that. And you grab one and threw it back in the box. If the box were still at the store, it was easy
Right.
enough to do. And, I know right where that is. I can do that. But then one doesn't sell for 3 weeks, and then one sells, and you go, I really need to get a list. I don't even know where that box is. And
Yeah,
it
or
just
you
never
move,
gets
yeah,
done.
you move stuff around, and over the course of time, you forget, and another box goes on top of it, and another day goes by, weeks, months, years, and yeah, true.
Yeah. So it is interesting to see the change. And like I said, I've always liked the quantity. Now, one thing on eBay that I know Auction Professor will do is he'll hide, or he'll list like 5 of them, and then he'll keep relisting 5 in because he wants perceived scarcity. And I understand what he's saying on that.
Right.
My opinion, though, is I would never remember to list more of them. So if I've got 38 of them, I'll just list 38 as the quantity, and I don't worry about perceived scarcity, because if I've got 38 of something, it's probably not
That's-
$100 item.
Right, and I agree. If my magazine's $20 or $25, and someone sees it, they're not going to say, geez, they got a ton of them. Let me wait. I'll get it next time. No, it's affordable. They want it now. They're going to get it.
Or if they do wait, it will still be available.
Right, sure.
And one will sell along the way, and I'll never know. I guess my other point with that is I'll never know the difference.
Does that show up on Amazon if they're going to buy that item? I'll say 30 available at
That
25?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I know, and eBay.
Probably, yeah, probably it does, because I've had people buy quantity for me before on Amazon. There had to be a way that they knew I had quantity.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so it has to be on there as well. But no, just kind of comment down below about your opinion on the quantity. Like I said, it's it makes things easier, but it also does take up space. But again, you'd have to store it somewhere. It's just a question of whether you're storing it in spot A or spot B. Now, granted, since spot B is active,
the difficulty is the container is not where we're gonna put listed items. So we gotta,
Right.
move stuff around. But for now, we're doing it, and hopefully we won't run out of room too fast.
now are you're noticing things are selling that way?
Yeah, it's funny. We had one magazine sell like 3-4 days in a row.
Yeah. Right, and I guess the way you have to look at it is in the old days you would have sold one,
Right. Yeah.
and the others would all be sitting there, and then
Sure.
you would trip over the box in a year and a half and say,
Right.
oh, let me grab a couple of these out, and maybe grab one of each out to give to your lister,
Yeah.
and you'd sell one, and
Yeah,
that would be
if we had a sorter like Playboys and Sports Illustrateds, if we had a sorter for those, it's one of those things where you put them on and you feel like they're common, and they always take the back seat because they're $6, $7, $10. We got tons of them, very competitive, but we sell them so regularly on Amazon. If we had quantity 10, 20, we would be flying off the shelf. It's crazy.
Right. Yep. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. Kind of again, it just goes to show that you can teach an old dog new tricks from time to time. On that one over there. But again, the only reason you changed was because it fell into your lap.
Right.
This deal fell into your
It was
lap.
an easy change because it's there. They're all wrapped together nicely. There wasn't any sorting to do. Take the box out of the container, boom, it's already listed.
Yep.
Boom, 2 minutes.
Yeah. So hopefully that helps you a little bit over there. Comment down below your opinions on the quantity, if you use it or not. If not, why not? If so, why? Definitely interested to hear. Again, I do use it. I just put my full quantity up because otherwise, again, it'll just get lost in the box somewhere and I'll forget about it. I'm not worried about perceived scarcity. I do understand what Don is saying, Osh Professor is saying. I certainly do. But I guess I don't want to put 2 up, sell them both, and have the other 36 rot in the box because I will not remember, will not get around to listing it. So I'll just install 38 and let them sit. So hopefully that helps you a little bit, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.